Welcome to the Father Focus podcast.
Father Focus.
Check.
Why are we talking about this? Why does it matter?
So shaping your kids into powerful people.
Bro, let that brother fly.
Check.
All right, let's
You
go.
ready?
All right, let's go. I was messing. Welcome to the Father Focus podcast, a podcast by fathers for fathers.
Come on.
And so excited for this episode, and for all of you who are listening. It is our privilege to be able to come into your car, your homes, if you're cutting grass, cleaning, whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Great to
Glad
be
to
with
be
you.
with you.
Working out.
Come
yeah,
on,
we're going to
listen
talk
to the
about that a little
podcast.
bit today.
Yes, sir.
So I'm with my co-host, Jermaine. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man.
Good
Glad
day.
to be here with you. It's a great day.
Great day to be alive.
Together.
Learning.
That's right.
So today what we're going to discuss, I'm actually excited about. It's something that I think off and on in my life I've definitely struggled with. We're going to talk about habits, disciplines, another way to say that, and just how can we be better? Like, how can you and I do better at life? Like, I think as men, I personally take that, the initiative in my own life, say, okay, what can I do to improve? Like, I
Yeah.
want to always improve, do better, and progress at whatever it is that I'm doing. I want to be a better man. And so some of the ways that I've done that is through reading, education, love YouTube, love podcasts, listen, it's, the whole 9 yards. I read a book, it might have been 2 years ago, Habits, simply the name. And really it encouraged me to launch off into disciplines. I mean, all my life, especially as a Christian, I would consider myself who is someone who is disciplined. I enjoy disciplines because they bring freedom to your life when you're being bound by certain things, right? It opens up a new world of possibilities. And so today I'd like to talk about 6 disciplines as we've kind of, worked through some of these, and how we can be better, good habits for dads to do every day. So there are things that we should do every day that will help us improve in our life.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. I'm cool. I'm ready. I'm good
Rock
for that.
and roll. First
Let's
one,
do it.
man. First one that I have a joy in is hard work, working hard. Like, I think we should go to work and work hard. Not only go to work and go through the motions, but be devoted to work and almost in a competitive, I'm competitive, bro.
yeah.
Like, I want to arm
little
wrestle you
bit.
right now, but
This
I
guy.
don't, because you would win probably easily. But
Say
I'm
that again? Who would win that?
you, without a
you-
doubt. I think I'm humble enough in that category to know I'm going to lose. But if we are going to play chess, you know how to play chess?
I do.
Okay, well, we'll have to give it a go later. But anyway, hard work, man.
Yeah, he's so competitive, guys. You don't know. Earlier we're preparing, and I have a Rubik's cube that I've gotten pretty good at with my kids, and he's like watching me do it. Like, man, what's the fastest you can do it? And he's asking me all these questions. He picks the cube up, and he's trying to figure. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna figure it out. And the next time we're gonna race, and I'm gonna beat you. I'm like,
Yeah.
only Jeremy Quintini
I am
would
competitive.
challenge me on the Rubik's cube.
And listen, maybe we'll do this on a podcast.
Oh yeah, he was
to
gonna
make it, and we'll go. I'm going to learn some algorithms, and we're going to
Oh,
give it
my
a go, as
God.
long as it doesn't take like 30 minutes.
That's
But
right.
anyway, Rubik's Cube, it takes discipline to
Yeah.
learn that. You did it. I was fascinated watching him, just a little bit ago, do that. It was amazing, and it takes discipline to do that.
It does.
It takes hard work. And honestly, good hard work is going to be an advancement in
It will
every
be.
category of our life, right?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, I mean, working is part of life, right? So you can look at it as begrudgingly, or you can look at it with anticipation. And
Yeah.
I think it is very important. Like for my son and my daughters, it's important for them to see us working hard. Like my son is 12 years old,
Yeah.
and he cuts our lawn now.
No,
And-
nice.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for years. He was doing it at 9 and 10. He would go with me to do it, and I'm standing behind him pushing the lawnmower with him.
Yep.
And it would take a lot longer. I thought at first, Lord, it's going to take a lot longer. I got to get this done, get out of there. It's hot.
Because we got something else to do.
Yeah, and he's weed eating, and I remember getting behind him pushing the lawnmower, and he's just going it with me, and he was so excited,
Right.
and so to be a part of it. And that's right. He started helping me shovel the snow, and it would take a lot longer, but I watched my son progress, and now I'm not just saying this because he's my son. He works hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a machine. My neighbors are like, "How old is he?" And I'm like, "He's not 10." And they were like, "10." And they're like, "Man, he worked." They were telling me, "Your
He's
son
going at it.
works hard. Like, how does he?" And then next thing I know, my neighbor next door, with it over a couple years, now he's got his son out there
Yeah.
who's 16, 17, never cut the grass. A few weeks later, his son's out there cutting the grass,
Yeah,
and
man,
so
be an example to
being an
everybody. Yeah.
example. So hard work doesn't.
Yeah, no, I
does
think
pay
that's
off.
great, and I think we can kind of talk about this a little bit
Yeah.
more throughout the episode. But one of the reasons, again, I guess our discussion is habits
Mhm.
for dads to do every day.
Yeah.
What are good disciplines
Yeah.
for dads to do every day? And
Yeah.
it's like, and it's not always easy to work hard every day, because guess what? There are some days you're like, man, I just feel like throwing in the towel. Like
Right.
I'm done. Like I just need to. But generally speaking, like
Mhm.
dads should wake up and go to work, be diligent, work hard, and then we don't stop there. We go home and we work hard.
Yeah. So what are the things they do at home? What are some practical things
Yeah,
you
so
say?
it's like for me, honestly, like it's literally just cleaning the house. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna help my wife. I have 5 kids, and it's very easy for our house to get out of control with all their
Mhm.
stuff, beds. So it's like, and I put them to work. I'm not always the one doing it. My kids, they're still pretty young, so a lot of the ways that I clean is if they have toys all in the living room. It's hilarious. I'll just get it all and I just throw it in a pile, and I literally put it in a pile right by our fireplace, and I'm like, y'all go get, like, I'm gonna help you, because, and this is kind of weird with kids. They don't actually see everything, and they'll
Mhm.
think it's clean. I'm like, dude, there are 3 toys on
Yeah,
the
they don't
couch
see the
right now. They just don't
details.
see
Right.
it. So
Yeah.
it's just a small way right now of me helping them to go
Yeah.
through that motion of putting it up where it
Making their
goes.
bed.
So that's like, again, me working hard, and I'm tired at times, but that's just, one element: cooking,
That's good.
cleaning,
Yeah.
yard work, like you
Yeah.
said. And not only that, which we're going to get into the next thing, is study. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's the next thing.
Yeah.
Like I want to go home and help them study well, study
Mhm.
hard, and that's a discipline, doing their schoolwork.
Yeah.
But not only for them, bro, and I know this is something that you're always advancing. You're a realtor in
Yeah.
Omaha, so if you're in Omaha looking for a realtor, check out my man Jermaine Stewart. But to study hard and advance your own knowledge. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a learner. So if you do the strength finders or whatever, not that those things matter, learner is in the top for me. And I enjoy learning new things. And so I try to make learning fun in my family and make it something to be celebrated, not just like, tolerated or like we want to enjoy it, not just endure it. Learning is a gift. I tell my kids this. And so we have these affirmations and they say, I am a leader, not a follower. I am a learner.
Yeah.
I love learning. And so I want them to have, and they see me reading, studying the word. I mean, I try to read through the scripture once or twice a year, and I'm reading other books. And so I have these own little goals, and I invite them into my goals and creating their own goals. But I'm learning guitar right now. I want my kids to know that I am learning things and them to be a learner and study things, whether it's books, and we
Bro, you're
read
learning
together.
the guitar.
I am the
That's
acoustic.
amazing.
Yeah.
Would you just sing something for
No,
us right
that's
now?
okay. This is a father focused podcast,
Yeah, yeah.
not the cause pain by
Yeah.
singing. But yeah, so my kids really, studying often is very important for me. Like, as long as we live, we need to be learning, and so I'm teaching my kids that being studious is a way of life.
Yeah.
Right. If you're going to keep growing and keep becoming and bettering yourself, as you said, I think we need to be learners.
Yeah.
I mean, did you disagree with that? Or?
No, without a doubt. I'll tell you what. I love to read a
Yeah,
lot,
same.
read often. Love my Bible, read my Bible, very often. And there was a time when, especially my oldest son, and I think I learned this early on, and I'm thankful, but he was probably about 6, 7 years old. And I'd wake up in the morning and I actually use my computer to read. I love it. I have a Bible software called Logos Bible Software. And uh, I would read my Bible on the Bible program on my computer.
Mhm.
And so my son, he would wake up and he would just inevitably see me on my computer. And one day he's like, "Hey, why are you always playing on your computer in the morning?" And I'm like, and I was stunned because I realized that he
Oh.
didn't see me doing a discipline of of study
Mhm.
or loving the Lord by reading, by being diligent as this habit of
Mhm.
reading His Word in the morning, before my day is starting. He just saw me, quote, playing on my computer, and I was
Right.
like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like He's watching me doing things and it's
He's equating.
registering
Yeah.
in His brain. So honestly, from there, I actually shut my computer and I
Yeah.
started like having
Getting
the
a book.
book. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the physical book,
Yeah.
and not to say that he doesn't ever see me. And I had to tell him like, well, Dad actually works on his computer. I have this program. Try to explain it to him, but I want him to visualize a lot of the things that I do, whether it's reading different business books that I'll
Mhm.
read, theology book, all sorts of different things that I love, enjoy to read, history, biology,
Yeah.
just all sorts of
Literature.
different things.
Yeah.
I want him to see. Yeah, I'm just started reading Tolkien's The Hobbit. I'm going to get on to into the Lord of the Rings next. Super
Yeah.
excited about those. But I want him to see that this is something that we do. We
Yeah.
study, we work hard, and we study hard.
Yeah. Oftentimes parents want their kids to be readers while they're not readers.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so we're modeling for our kids. I think it's important what you said. Something about a paperback book that helps reinforce
Mhm.
these habits that we want to see in our kids. I actually do the same. I got the paperback book that I'm reading. I'm journaling. My kids see me doing that, and they equate that with like literally my 5-year-old now, and they've all done this, but she's the youngest one now. When she was 2, 3 years old, she would go and grab books and just carry them around.
That's awesome.
And we're
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
Dad's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, she just saw it modeled. I'm reading my Bible, and she couldn't even read, or I'm reading this book, and so she's got a dictionary, and she's carrying this dictionary around,
That's
and it's
hilarious.
bigger than
That's
she is.
awesome.
But we saw this. She's catching this. There's a posture of learning and wanting to read. It wasn't like us trying to teach her. She was wanting. She's pulling it out of us. And so I just want to encourage parents out there. Maybe you're not a reader. Just start reading, 2 pages a day, or whatever your goal might be. Develop a habit of reading. We become what we want our children
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be. We model that. And so learning is important for
Yeah, I
us to
think like
study.
one of the things that I do is I typically read 20 minutes a day, 3
Mhm.
times a day. That's an hour. So I'm like
Mhm.
putting away. It really, I don't remember where I heard it, but
Yeah.
we're in Bible school. They used
Mhm.
to say, like Frida Lindsay would do the
Yeah.
3
3
and
and
5.
5.
You
Yeah.
read your Bible 3 chapters a day,
5
5
on
on
Sunday.
Sunday. That's a year. And what I did just to shifted it, and I'm just read 20 minutes a day. Want to read my Bible 20 minutes, read 2 other times,
Mhm.
2 different
A book.
books. I'm always
Mhm.
reading 2 or maybe 3 different books at a time, just because the way my mind works. I like the variety, but it really is a joy. And I like that my kids see me doing this, and that's burning something in there.
So the next one is love your family. I think it's important that, as fathers, that we love our family well. You've heard it said love is a verb. It's action.
Yeah,
Our kids don't care how much we know till they know how much we care.
right.
And so we are to model this love. And so it may seem simple, but loving our family well, I think for me, something that's a passion for me. I know firsthand, I've seen the lack of love and what that does in a family when love is not seen or felt.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, that's an interesting because so many times we think that we're talking about habits or disciplines,
Yeah.
things that are a little more tangible. I can
Right.
see you work hard. I can see you study hard.
Mhm.
But love really is a verb, right?
Right.
Like there is something tangible that can be felt by presence, by
Yes.
proximity, uh,
Connection,
connection. Yep.
intentionality, yeah, all those things. And it requires like us to be studious. Our kids are always changing. You know what I'm saying? Like their personalities
Mm,
are the same, but they're developing. Like my daughter now who's 15, she still has her love languages, but there are ways to show that love that's different now.
yeah.
And with her being a teenager now, it's more work sometimes, or me working at it, or me trying
Yeah.
to figure it out, or even helping her
Get
discover,
into her life.
yeah, like what she's feeling and process that. It's different. It's like I'm learning my kids all over again,
Mm.
even though I know them, but it's like they're changing in puberty.
Deep wells.
Yeah. And so now it requires a lot more of me to love them well. It requires more effort.
Man, I heard Vodi Bakum one time, and this the kind of context in what he was talking about. I think his daughter was about 13, maybe
Mhm.
14 years old, and and he realized at one point he was like, she can't sit on my lap anymore. She's becoming a young woman, and like I have to relate to her in
Yeah.
in a different way. And I'm thinking like my girls, I have 3 young girls,
Mhm.
9 down, 9, 7, and 6, and they come climb on me all the time. If I
Mhm.
don't be I'm not careful, they're gonna
Yeah.
jump on my head, and I mean, they're all over me.
Right.
But it's like, and I guess that triggered what you were saying, triggered something that I'm thinking is, um, as our kids get older, the way we're gonna relate to them, the way we touch them, all those things are changing.
Right.
The way you have to search into their heart
Mhm.
is gonna change, and I think,
Mhm.
like, maybe you're there with Alana,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
15 years old,
Yeah, I mean,
becoming a
she's
woman, right?
yeah, she is, and so and helping her process that,
Mhm,
helping her be okay with the change, helping her be okay with because like, I mean, love isn't just it's an action, but it's also patient.
mhm.
First Corinthians talks about
Yep,
love is patient, love is
yep.
kind, love keeps no
These
record of
attributes,
wrong.
yep.
Right. And so I would encourage you, if you don't know that chapter, read it. It's important in our family and our children because they're changing. She's having to learn to love herself. I'm hitting puberty. I'm hormonal. I don't know why I'm emotional. I don't know why I'm upset. But hey, I'm serious. And I'm like, hey, I love you. It's okay. Wrestle with it. This is what love is. Love is you communicating to me, even though you're uncertain, even though you're struggling. And love is me allowing you to be weak and vulnerable and not have an answer, and me love you anyway, me
Yeah,
love you through it. Not even solving the problem sometimes. Sometimes it's just she's feeling some type of way, and I just love her and sit with her in it. It's new for me. So it's requiring more of me.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
action might even look different.
yeah,
It's not the same as it used to be. I would encourage I still be affectionate to my daughter, but she's 15.
right,
So I still give her a hug. I
right,
still
yep.
hold her at
All your
times.
life, you're gonna be hugging on
Oh
her,
my,
right?
I
Yep.
told her, they get to this thing now. They're like, ew, dad kissed mom, and he's kissing me. I'm like, guys, listen, it's good for me to kiss your mama.
That's right.
When I stop kissing her is a problem. Y'all need to just, so,
You better
but
recognize.
yeah. So anyway, they're just, so
Plus,
yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, man. And so that love looks different. My 12-year-old son, I mean, he's hitting puberty and we're having the talks with him. And love for him is different. It's talking about the changes in his body. It's talking about what he can expect.
Going to work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
talking about going, you know what I mean, him working with me and us sitting in the truck and he's just riding, he's just dad, and he's just talking about things, and they're abstract, but
yeah,
love is so that the action can change over time. We have to be kind of like an explorer, an archaeologist constantly digging to figure out
yeah.
which way
I
we
know
can
this
love
is
them.
the most random thought, but
Oh,
you said you were talking about your girls,
mhm.
and going through like emotions and stuff. I've done a little research on the whole menstrual cycle thing. Like when girls get together,
Different, bro.
their cycle will um, uh,
They'll
line up.
trigger each other.
Bro, there's also research on guys like lining up with their cycles. Like this is you think I'm crazy?
Say what?
Like everything is running in
Jeremy,
cycles.
we don't
I'm
have
not.
cycles,
I'm
bro. We need some help.
no, no. We do. We do. Not like a female. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
like, check it out. This is so random. There are some things like you'll find yourself like being able to like being emotional at the same time.
Mm,
And now it's different.
it's
I'm
different,
not
right?
saying it's the
It's
same
interesting.
thing.
Yeah,
Everyone listen, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but literally you'll get on the
yeah,
same emotion. Like if you ever have like a bad day,
yeah. It's
like,
interesting.
man, what's going anyway,
That's really
something
interesting.
to
I'll check
look
it out.
into.
Yeah,
Check it out.
for sure.
So obviously, yes, love, gotta love our family. Next thing is health. Oh my
Mm,
gosh. This is something that's like really important to me, because I am immature. And the reason I'm putting immaturity with health, it's because I love to play, love to have fun. I
mhm.
like to keep going. I tore my Achilles because I'm 40 years old, playing football, still got it. Well, my Achilles is now better than ever, ready to go back. But in all seriousness, like I want functional health, like a discipline
Uh-huh.
for a dad to do every day. We're talking about it a little while ago.
Yeah.
Like I've had times in my life where I've been like incredibly tired. I'm like, how in the world? Like, why am I going to work, given my best hours at work, and I'm going home and I'm tired? Like, I have no energy to give my kids. Like, I hated that. And I'm like, all
Mhm.
right. So there's some things that I got to do differently. So
Yes.
sometimes I take a shower. I try to manage what I ate, go to the doctor, sorts of things like that. You know, and this is crazy because a lot of times, like in our culture, we just go to the energy drinks. And for the
Yes.
longest time, dude, I loved energy drinks. I love the taste. I would crush an energy drink. And honestly, in the beginning of this year, I was kind of challenged by a couple of my friends, like, "Hey, don't have an energy drink anymore." And what I saw is after I stopped having those energy drinks, all of a sudden I have more energy and trying to stay away from sugar and like a lot of processed food. I have more energy now.
Yeah.
That's part of health. It's
Mhm.
not just going out running and working out. It's about what you put in your body.
Yes.
And I have more energy now that I've stayed away from energy drinks. And I'm,
Mhm.
I'm not attacking people for having energy drinks because I was that guy. But I have more energy now that I'm not drinking the energy drinks than I ever had before. I think it's all a scam. Nevertheless, but working out, overall
awesome.
physical
Yeah.
exercise, your muscles are bigger than mine. What you
No,
got
I
to
mean,
say?
you're right on. I mean, the exercise is important. Caffeine doesn't actually give you more energy. It just blocks the signals. Andrew Huberman has a podcast talks about.
I've heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
It literally it blocks the signals that tell your brain
These
that you're
tired
tired.
sensors.
Yeah, so it blocks the sensors so they don't it doesn't get there. So you're literally just you're not getting more energy. It's just the fatigue is delayed,
Man.
and so your circadian rhythms get all jacked up. So like
See, rhythms.
yeah. So when you get off the energy drinks, the blockers weren't there anymore. Your circadian rhythms are actually like your body was actually
out of whack. Kind of.
Yeah, they were out of whack. Now they regulate it. So and there's a lot of more things to that, but absolutely 100%. Like health is very important. Like physical activity is good for, and what it releases mentally. There's so many studies, like chemically, what it does to your body. Hormone release and it has the hormone when you work out. You actually feel good.
Yeah.
You feel accomplished. That's what all was happening in our bodies when we work out.
So I am, again, I've said this many times. I'm a Saints fan. Love the Saints.
You keep saying it.
I'm going to keep saying it.
Go Cowboys.
Who dat? Yeah.
Pray
until they
for
play
us.
the Saints. I'm a Cowboys fan.
They need
But
some love.
I remember there was an episode with Benjamin Watson.
Mhm.
I say episode. It was just some
Interview.
No, it wasn't an interview. It was just like a highlight reel
Yeah.
or something. And it was Sean Payton, the old coach of the Saints, and he's screaming, like just coaching. He was coaching Ben Watson. Ben Watson's running. It was like one of his last years in the NFL, maybe his third to last year. Of course, he's older, and he's screaming at him, encouraging him. He's like, Ben, keep running. You know what you're doing. And like he's tired, and he said, he's like, you know what you're doing? He said, you're delaying the age process. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what working out is. It's like, look, go to the gym, work out, functional fitness. You like, again, I don't want to have a bicep to where I can't scratch my nose, but I do want to be strong enough to where I can still, put my kids in a headlock and, wrestle with them and play. I want to be able to play with them, be able to play with grandkids and leave like this like multi-generational legacy. Like I don't want to be, in God's providence. I mean, he knows, but I don't want to be 70, 80 years old, not able to move. Right. Like,
I agree.
Functional fitness.
That's awesome.
So I would probably say another one that's important, again, habits for fathers to focus on daily, these disciplines. And this may be a little funny one, is be at home. Habits to do regularly, daily. Be at home. Like we're telling you to go to work, but then now we're telling you to be home. Really, what I mean by that is when you're home, be home. And like I have struggled. Oh my gosh, I love my cell phone. I love technology. I love computers. I love watching TV. I love technology. And I'll tell you, one of the bad parts about something that's very good is it grabs so much of our attention. And I found myself recently, like my son will be talking to me and that phone, man, it's just drawing me in. And I may be home, but I'm not home.
Yeah.
It's like I have to struggle with like, all right, I got to put this doggone phone away because my son needs my time. And it's like, what good is it to be at home, but I'm not with my kids?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I literally I would encourage maybe some things you can try is I put it away where I can't see it.
Yeah.
Like people get frustrated with me like, I texted you and you didn't get that, or I sent you that email late. I intentionally put my phone away so that I can be present with my kids.
Bro, you're better than me.
Because I know if I see it, I'm just telling you, if I see it, I'm like, this text or this email or this thing on social media, I literally put it off to the side and I turn it on airplane.
Come on, man, you put it off to the side. How often you go look at that? You open that drawer.
I leave it. Like my wife's like, I was texting you from upstairs. like it gets me in trouble sometimes. But you're right. We have to work to be present. If you're going to be in the home, be in the home. Be present in the home. You're creating a culture in your home, whether we realize it or not. And if I told you guys this in a couple episodes back that my kids drew a picture of me one time, my oldest did, and it was of me holding a Bible.
Yeah.
And I mean, she handed it to me, and she was young. My daughter's an artist; she's super talented. I'm really excited about what God's going to do with her. But I wept. I mean, I got that picture, and I went to the room, and I just cried. I'm like, Lord, of all the things she could have drawn me with, you know what I mean? Like, she sees me being present in the home.
With your Bible.
Yeah, or just being
I
in.
love it. I love it.
They're seeing your intentionality.
Yeah.
They're watching you choose the phone over them. You know, when we're on it, they're watching. Their
Bro,
hearts.
take it easy. All right,
Realize.
I'm trying.
No, I'm saying
take
me
it
too.
easy.
No.
You're rebuking me, man.
No shade.
I'm trying.
Or the TV or whatever
Right.
it might be. We all have. I have them. I have the vices in my own life. I'm telling you, I'm not perfect at it, but I'm working and I'm intentional with my wife, working to be present in the home.
Yeah. Man, so that's one thing that I struggle with at times is, and I'm a work in progress. Like, I want to do better in the home, and a lot of people will say, when I'm at home, I give them quantity over quality, and so and I get that, and that is a very valid point. I heard this illustration not long ago. I thought it was pretty wise. But imagine if you go to a restaurant. You're at the restaurant and you go and spend $150 on a steak, right? Expensive stuff,
On
right?
one steak.
Come on.
That better
Ruth's
be an
Chris,
awesome
you better
steak
be an
for
and then
$150.
imagine if they came out, Jermaine. You're with your wife,
Okay.
anniversary.
I'm already hungry, bro.
Come
You
on.
got me with steak.
So they drop this 3-ounce, $157.99, right?
Okay.
You're putting some money on the
Oh,
line.
I'm serious.
You're ready to go.
I'm hungry.
And they drop a 3-ounce steak. What are you saying?
That's a mistake.
You're like, mistake.
That's a mistake. That's what that is. That's
but you're gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
where's
be-
the rest of the
yeah,
cow?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm ready to slap somebody. I'm not paying that much money. Where's the rest of the cow?
Yeah.
And then the waiter's like says, well, as a matter of fact, sir, we don't care about quantity. We just care about
I
quality.
got you.
This 3 ounces, you're like, yeah, well, I'm gonna slap you because I want both. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yes, quantity is perfect. We don't want a big, 15, 20-ounce steak and it's horrible, but we have to have
Right.
both. Like, our
Yeah.
kids just don't need, the perfect 10 minutes time with you. They need quantity as well. They need quality without a doubt, but let's not be neglectful.
Balanced, yeah.
Yeah, let's be balanced. And it's hard, and I struggle with this all the time, especially having 5 kids. I'm like,
I get
man,
it. They all
there's
want it.
tension. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do this in group
Mhm.
activities. We're gonna play group games.
Mhm.
But then a lot of times I hear them say, "Hey, can you come in the room? I want to talk to you." And
Mhm.
they one-on-one, especially the older ones. Now they're trying to isolate me, and I'm realizing they just want to be alone. Like, they want quality
Time with
time
you.
and quantity and quality. Like,
Mhm.
that's what they're after. They're wanting the specific intentional time, and without a doubt, they
So
want
good.
duration as well.
It's good.
So, man, I think the other one that's big for me is creating moments. Creating moments. Like, for me, I love memories, and I think of history as almost like a collection
Mhm.
of
memories.
memories.
Mhm.
Our family history, and I have all these pictures of myself as a kid playing at different sports with different friends, going
Mhm.
on trips with family, and different things. It's just these pictures, and I really want to do that with my family and creating moments. It's a discipline that I think that we could create, um, that we can do every day, and that is to create memories.
Yeah.
How would you say we do that?
I think it's important. I mean, memories. I mean, it can be vacations or trips, like fun trips. And maybe you're here and you're on a budget, like me, balling on a budget. You can you can be very creative in making these memories special. Part of what makes the memory special is us being intentional in the memory and thinking about who the memory's for. And then it doesn't have to be some big extravagant thing. We need those things too, but just being intentional with the memory, like being thought it. Okay, my daughter loves Bluey, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we're gonna go watch the Bluey. Bluey has there is a play now. They're out that they're doing Bluey.
I
Do you know
did
that?
not know that.
Yeah, there's
But
like a production, a
Yeah.
full blown production, big live
What?
Bluey. Yeah, they were acting him out, and it's like it's like Bluey and her
All
sister.
right. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And so it's like a show.
You're welcome, Bluey.
You're welcome. Yeah. Anyway, Density, give us some money. Anyway, just joking. But it's like, and there's things that's special to them, unique to them, that creates memories. You know, my daughter was doing ballet when she was younger, and I just remember we were definitely weren't where we are now, and I just tried to make it special for her. You know, like she was in like we went all out, got her flowers. She had this big recital,
nice.
but we made it like this big ordeal for her.
Yeah.
Just to create these memories of, you know, we're proud of you, we love you. And it was like this, we got these flowers for her, this bouquet, and this
Yeah.
whole ornate deal my wife and I planned out. But just making it special for your kids. Remember, every child is unique. And what's special for my son is he gets to go work with me. You know what I mean? He loves to work with me. We're going to the church. When can I go to work with you, Dad? He'll ask me.
Yeah.
He wants to be there. That's a special memory for him, or us building something. Like he's got that engineering mind. And so we have these special memories of him and I building something or doing something. So yeah, vacations might work, trips might work, but how would you say you create
Yeah, I
memories?
think some of the things like, you already hit them, just like
Yeah.
in natural life. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't, yes, the vacations, like we
Yeah.
plan for that, we strategize, we budget for it, we sacrifice so that we can do
Mhm.
vacations at
Yeah.
times, you know. But then you're talking about like the normal
day, yeah.
day-to-day life. Like, so my girls are in dance as well. And all of my daughters, I did a daddy-daughter dance with them. And, you know, one of them absolutely loved more than the others, loved the fact that I did a dance with her, this organized dance. I
Which
was
one was
on
that?
stage. Caroline loves it.
She's your oldest?
No, she's number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah. Maggie's number 1. Caroline
Maggie.
Vivian's number 3.
Yeah.
And so we did a dance to Eye of the Tiger,
Oh.
right? That's still like her favorite song, Eye of the Tiger, and it's because
The dance.
of the dance. We made
made
it
a
was.
memory.
She's been marked by it,
Yeah.
and just the times to get to take her to the dance and all things like that. But another thing is like, and this is not. It doesn't have to be
That
expensive.
reminds me of that
Go.
when you said that of a movie. You ever seen it's a Disney movie, a Pixar movie. It's about emotions. You know what I'm talking about? There are different
so.
emotions.
Yeah,
Inside Out.
I know. Inside Out.
Out.
Yes.
Yeah, well, like the core memory. Remember the core memory? This is a core memory. If you watch the show, there's these core memories that make up who your child is.
Okay.
And those core memories get recreated as they get older. But you reminded me of that. I know it's
Okay.
a silly analogy, but
Yeah.
it's definitely it's a great imagery of like you're made a core.
Maybe I need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think I've ever
made a core memory with your daughter. Like,
Yeah.
like she,
without a doubt. Yeah.
yeah, she's gonna carry that with her for the rest of her life.
Yeah, so I think just like the common day-to-day things that we
Yeah.
can do, like you said, you're taking your son to work at times. I've done the same thing, but literally as simple as for me, like little dates, taking them to go get ice cream.
Yep.
Just one, like, hey, I'm going to the store. I
Yep.
take them with me in like normal life. Like I had to go to Lowe's not long ago, and I was
Yep.
like, hey, Caroline, you want to go with me to Lowe's? Absolutely. Small. I think Chris Frith is the one that told me that one time. It's like, look, just do
Make
life.
the ordinary.
Yeah, make the ordinary extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
You know,
Yep.
and go with them. Focus on them. That's
Mhm.
time, and I think that's like an amazing thing that we could do day to day. And it's hard. Like these
Yeah.
are just things that we're coming up with. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of them, but
Yeah.
I think the last
Which
one,
leads to the last one. Yeah.
is let your kids be a part of your life. Without a doubt, like your kids need to be a part of your life. There's an awesome story by Kurt Warner. Love that guy. Great quarterback. And they have a big family too. I don't remember how many kids. I think he's got like 7 or 8 kids. I mean, they got a lot of kids, he and his wife. And now of course they have a little bit more money than us, you know,
A little
NFL
bit.
Super Bowl winning quarterback. But they would go out as a family, and he would let his kids, every time they would go out, they got to pick which family that they would pay for. And I think that's awesome. It's like, hey, you're a part of our world, and I'm going to bring you into my life of generosity, and we're going to let you actually dictate part of what we do. Like, that's amazing. Like letting your kids be a part of the normal day-to-day decisions, practices. Like, hey, where are we going on vacation? Let them decide this time. Where you guys want to go eat? Like, you figure that out. What do you want to eat? You know, things like
Amazing.
that.
Yeah, 100%. Like my kids, we let them go with us when we serve somewhere. So
Yeah.
like if we go serve at a soup kitchen, like they can go with us. I mean, those experiences are not only their core memories, but they're doing life with us.
That's right.
And they're molding who they're going to be in the future. You want your children to be giving. You want them to be kind. You want them to be appreciative. You want them to honor people.
Yeah.
Involving them in your life. want to create a memory that's not so centered, so self-centered or focused, go serve someone else. Go serve your local food bank. Make a meal for someone. Involve your kids in making that meal. We've done that. Like, we're making this meal for this family, and they help us make the meal.
Yeah.
And then we go and we share, and they get to share the joy, see the joy of them, that need being met. You know, them being fed, or them being excited and elated about a gift package we just gave them with clothes or whatever. So I think inviting them into your life and those acts is very important.
I mean, there's so many different things. Again,
Yeah.
the small disciplines. I think that's just a good way to us to remember. Like, we've never arrived. We're not like there where I've hit the pinnacle. There's no more room to grow. There's always room to grow, especially
Yes,
as we've
always
talked
learn.
about. As our kids are changing, we have to kind of change with them, continue to progress, things to add in your life. And I think that's, man, it's honestly, it's always encouraging for me to even talk
Yeah.
about it. And
Yeah.
so I would just encourage each and every one listening, hey, keep going, find things that you can do better, continue on, do
Can I
it.
add one more thing?
Yeah.
Before we close, just remember this: your children are going to create their own. They're going to have their own desires one day.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
going to have things that are important to them. Even partnering with them in that thing that's important to them. It may be animals. It might be, whatever it might be. Like as you just get to know your kid, like you're saying, creating those memories, they're going to have causes that are important to them.
Yeah.
And we can even partner with them in creating memories by involving ourselves in a cause that's important to them as well. So,
Bro, that's good.
yeah. So,
Well, listen, thank you all so much for listening to the Father Focus
yes.
podcast. As we say often, we just appreciate you allowing us to come and speak into your life
So
and just
grateful.
wherever you are in your world. Thank you so much. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Let some people know if this has impacted you. We appreciate it so much. Until next time, we're out.
Peace.